Hey everyone, welcome to Idiot. How's everyone doing today? Write in the comments below. Are you having an amazing day? Are you having a horrific day? Or is it just like really boring and mediocre? Tell me how you're doing. Today is a big day for me. I feel really liberated and, um, I'm in fear, definitely in fear. There's a lot going on in my personal life that I've been navigating. But, the cool thing is I've been able to have the courage to just walk through that fear and take action to, protect myself and my kids. And so yeah, I just feel very liberated. I've been praying a lot and I'm not religious. So it's funny. It's really funny to pray if you're not religious because you're just like, what am I praying to? But I just have been all through the day. I just say, God, please remove my fear and replace it with faith and help me to have the courage to do the things I need to do. And it's been weirdly helpful to just surrender and pray and do the things that I've been so scared to do for so many years. I got really angry yesterday, just so angry. I was just screaming in my car, like, what do you call it? I don't know. Is it throat screaming or just like the heavy metal scream? It was like that. It was just insane. Like I wish I could do it right now, but I would damage your ears permanently. But I was just screaming at the top of my lungs in the car. And it was necessary. And it felt really, really good. And it was that good kind of anger to where, I just felt like I was done. I'm done being a doormat. I'm, done just, I wish I could get into specifics. I just can't. I just can't. But just know I feel liberated and I feel strong and I have a really good support system. I've got a really amazing sponsor who I call and good friends and family. And I'm just trusting. I'm trusting that it's all going to work out. And yeah, I'm just choosing to focus on the things that I can control and surrender to the things that I cannot. Really practicing radical acceptance, getting into radical acceptance of exactly what is. I had this whole fantasy that my life was going to look one way and, I was going to have a super healthy, awesome co-parenting relationship, just like Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin, the conscious uncoupling. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be great. And no, it's not. It's a show, as you know, because it's all public. And so it is what it is. I have to accept that reality and then work with it, and do what I have to do. So that's where we're at. But I'm surprisingly, I don't know. I just feel light and liberated, and I'm just trusting that it's all going to work out exactly as it should. And I'm continuing to focus on what is going right in my life. And there's still a lot going right. I'm healthy and sober, and my kids are healthy, though frickin' Alfie, poor baby, has a burn on his neck. So my amazing nanny, who's incredible, and she's like their second mom. She's truly so incredible with children. She was making pasta, his favorite pesto pasta that he has, every night, and they make it together a lot of times. And this time they were making it in the afternoon, and when she was pouring the boiling water into the sink, he got really excited and he wanted to watch the pasta go into the strainer. And so he ran up and he just ran so quick and just got right near the boiling water, and it hit him on the neck. So poor baby. I mean, he's going to be fine. Took him to the doctor and he's got this antibiotic ointment, but it's just always so hard when your kid gets hurt, so I don't know. He's got such a high pain tolerance. You couldn't even tell that he got a burn. He was just like, skipping around. And they said it's going to heal in a few weeks. But other than that, they're healthy. And I don't know. I feel optimistic about life. And I'm just choosing to trust it because there's always something. There's always some down. Okay, to my guests. So I've got Bo Peoples coming on, or as you may know him online, Suburban Prince. He's truly one of the funniest motherfuckers I know on this planet. Though this interview gets really serious, we deal with a lot of serious topics. He talks about his unaliving attempts, and so yeah, it does get intense, trigger warning. But he is truly one of the funniest people on this planet. I met him when he was like 19 years old, and this was like 6 years ago. And I had got an offer to do a pilot for Facebook. I couldn't believe it. They wanted to give me a pilot. This is when they were making high budget shows. And it was like $1 million budget. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I make my sketches for like $200. And I'm like, what? And so I wrote this whole pilot. It was around Pamela Pupkin. It was called Healthy Living with Pamela Pupkin. And she had this talk show where she interviewed real people. And then there was also like a lot of behind the scenes footage of like Pamela's of the production. So he was one of the producers on the fake show. It was, you could say it was kind of like the Comeback with Lisa Kudrow meets the Larry Sanders Show. Those are like the two references I would say. And with a little bit of Ollie G actually, because I would interview real people. Nonetheless, it didn't get picked up. They didn't pick it up. They didn't pick up the show, and I was devastated because I was like, oh my God, I finally got this opportunity to have my own sitcom. This is incredible, and I had the brilliant Kyle Dunnigan direct it. And it was just such a funny show. Really irreverent, inappropriate. I should have probably toned it down because when I delivered the pilot, they were like, oh my God, what the is this? There's no way ads are going to be attached to this. There's no way we're going to find sponsors for this. This is like incredibly offensive. And I was like, whoopsie. But, so they didn't pick it up and I was devastated. And I was also like 4 months pregnant with Alfie at the time. And it turned out to be the biggest blessing in disguise because what happened was I started writing about motherhood. I started writing about how funny it is to be pregnant and like yourself every time you sneeze, laugh, or cough. Yourself is funny, never not. So yeah, I started writing about being pregnant and my videos started to sort of blow up around that. And I just started writing about motherhood. And then I started writing about having a newborn and the funny moments that come with that. And I started posting that stuff and I got to be with little baby newborn Alfie all day through the day. And I got to, make my sketches and make my own hours, but be there with him all through the day. Whereas if this show got picked up, I would have been in Hollywood filming for 10 to 12 hours a day with a new baby at home, having to pump, at the studio. And I would have probably been deeply depressed. So thank you, Facebook, or Meta for not picking up my show, because I got to then, just make my own show essentially. And it ended up even making me more money than I would have made on that show deal. So I don't know. It's a funny way. Life is funny that way. You think something is a failure. You think, you failed at something, but really it was the best thing that could have ever happened to you. And I find that's happened through my life, all my life. Anyway, I go live on Patreon every Wednesday at 12. We're also adding Zoom meetings so I can get to know you. I found through this divorce, through all the craziness in my life, the most powerful healing thing that I've done is do female support groups and just connecting with other women and getting vulnerable with other women. That has been my secret sauce. So I'm offering that there on my Patreon. It's just a place for you to connect to other women, other moms, maybe moms struggling in your marriage or going through a divorce or raising kids or just whatever, just hanging out and checking in and saying what's up and just seeing you every week and updating each other on our lives. Just connecting on a group level, deeply sharing and deeply listening is so healing and amazing. I swear to God, I went on Wednesday. I was devastated and I've cried every single Wednesday. I cry. And I never cry. I don't cry. And then I go on Patreon Live and I'm bawling. Y'all make me bawl because we just get honest and vulnerable. And it's a really beautiful place. So go to patreon.com/Laura Clary to join. Again, it's patreon.com/Laura Clary to join. You also, on top of the lives, and we're adding Zoom so you can actually come in and get to share for a few minutes every week, so I can see your face. On top of that, you also get full unedited versions of all the podcasts. They get posted on there as soon as we film an episode. You get to be the first one to see it. So you get, and it's all the unedited stuff that doesn't make YouTube, because we have to cut the way down on YouTube because YouTube will ban something or whatever. So you get all that. Okay, I'm done. But oh my God, I'm so freaking ADD. The reason I brought up the Facebook pilot is because I saw Bo online and I was like, dude, you are so hysterical. Will you come and be in this pilot? You're a genius. Like, he's literally Chris Farley level funny and like big in his performance. So he came on, did the pilot, and we just became friends since then. He came on my podcast, told his crazy story. It's wild. And if you love a good story, like I said, trigger warning, we talk about some pretty heavy stuff like several unaliving attempts, but he overcame and he's with us today and he's thriving. So enjoy the episode. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon and comment below. Subscribe if you haven't. It helps support me and keep me going. Okay. Love you guys. And every day, huh? Every day. The POV content, though.
It's every day, bro.
It's every day, bro. That's the Jake Paul song. That's my favorite song.
Oh, my God.
It's been my favorite song.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good time.
It's my alarm clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's
I played it at my wedding. Like, that was the song. Yeah. My first dance with my dad was that song. It's every day, bro.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. No, it wasn't not at your wedding because you got married.
It's every day. Yes, it was.
In your book. No,
yes,
you got married before that song even came out.
Jake?
I read your book. No, you did not.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Dude, I gotta say, I have something to tell you. It's kind of embarrassing because I've known you for a long time.
Since I was 17.
So I've known him.
Oh, we're filming?
Yeah, we're filming.
Oh, wait. Okay, hold on.
I have known.
Okay.
I have something to admit to you.
Okay.
I don't know your name.
I'm Bo. My real name.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
And your last name.
Laura Clary is your name. Was that your real name?
You know why? Because you're King Bo, Suburban Prince. Okay, what is your name, bro? Because he texts me last week having a hard time, and I thought, I'm gonna be a good friend, send him some flowers. Went to the flower shop to send your ass some flowers. She goes, what's his first and last name? I go, can't send him.
Why didn't you ask?
I said, I can't send him flowers now.
Why did you ask?
I said, I can't send him flowers now because I would look like a
if you ask for my last name.
Bitch, I've known you for 8 years.
I know.
And I don't know your name.
You know my my first name.
Now I can't send you flowers.
Bo is the first name.
Great, because she needed more than that.
I said
it's Bo, and she goes, what's the last name? I said, Suburban Prince. She goes, no. She said, no, it's not. She said, no, it's not. I said, King Bo. She goes, no, it's not.
You could actually send that. You could have sent that. People found where I live and have sent me random stuff, either Suburban Prince or King Bo. The people that live in my apartment complex know me, so they know where to send it to. But you could have just texted it.
Are you thinking about it? Do you know your last name?
I know my last name. Okay, so
why are you thinking about it?
So, okay, my real name that people that know of me is Bo. And my last name is Peoples.
Peoples?
Yes.
How do you spell?
Peoples.
Like Peoples.
Peoples.
I will never forget that.
Never.
And your first full real name is what?
Bo.
How do you spell that?
B-O.
Just B-O?
B-O.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, do y'all see my feet?
Yeah, we can see your feet.
No, on the camera.
Patrick, can they see his feet? Oh wait, I didn't do it.
Because my feet are ashy.
Dude, I didn't do an intro for you. Do you use ChatGPT version 4?
Yeah, I pay for it.
Okay, me too. So let's see what the intro they would do for you is.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my God, thank you so much. My feet look like I've been running through.
Hey, Bella.
Thorne.
Hey, Bella. 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 Hello? Hello? Failed. Connection failed. Hey, Bella. Bella.
Hey, what's up?
Can you give a really enthusiastic introduction for my podcast? I have Suburban Prince / King Bo / Bo Peoples on as a guest, and I forgot to write an intro for him. Can you just do it for me right now? Like, look him up online. Give me the best, most flattering, most incredible, hype his ass up intro for my show, please. Can you do that right now? And I need enthusiasm.
All right, let's do this. Welcome back to another episode of Idiot. Today, we have an incredible guest who needs no introduction but deserves the biggest one we can give. He's the hilarious creative force behind some of your favorite viral videos. With over 1.8 million followers on Instagram, he's
2.2.
conquered social media with his unique blend of comedy and charisma. You've seen him in Hood Edition videos and across all platforms, making you laugh till you cry. Please give a warm welcome to the one and only Suburban Prince, also known as King Bo. Get ready for some laughs, some insights, and a whole lot of fun. How's that?
Bo?
It could have been better, but that was okay. That was good.
Could have been better. Could have been better.
How about this? Welcome to Idiot, the show where we dive into comedy, creativity, and everything in between.
Yes.
Today, we have a guest who's taken the internet by storm with his hilarious, relatable content and undeniable
Do
charm.
it like you don't actually like him.
Oh no.
All right, let's try a different angle. Welcome back to Idiot. Today, we have a guest who's made a name for himself on social media. With a following of 1.8 million, he's known for his viral videos and unique style.
No.
I'll do it.
Got it.
Okay. Shut.
Welcome back to the Idiot Podcast with Laura Clary. Today we have undeniable talent, the best in the game, the best to ever do it, the greatest of all time. Suburban Prince, aka King Bo, with over 2.2 million on Instagram, 6.5 million on TikTok, 2 million on Snapchat, 170K on Facebook, and 320K on YouTube. He is a force to be reckoned with. He has combined exaggerated topics, relatable scenarios, enamored,
Nanimers. He's enamoring people every day.
Characters that you see every day in videos and put a crazy twist on them. He is the greatest of all time. Get your hands together, stand up for Suburban Prince.
I didn't know you're still here, Bella. Thank you. That was fantastic. Nobody asked, Bella. Where'd you grow up again?
So I grew up in 3 different places. I was born in Dallas, Texas. Then I moved to Wichita, Kansas. Then I moved to Bel Air, Kansas. Then I moved to Oklahoma City. So 4, basically.
But where'd you spend most of your childhood? What'd you say? Or
they were all split. So I think I moved to Wichita, Kansas when I was probably 1 or 2. Then I lived there in Wichita from 2 to 7. Then I moved to Bel Air, Kansas from 7 to 12. And then 12 to 17, Oklahoma. And then 17 to 25 in LA.
okay.
But then I lived in North Carolina for 3 years.
And you have siblings?
I have 4 sisters and 1 brother.
Older, younger?
Older.
All older? You're the
All
baby?
older, yeah.
You're the baby?
Yeah.
I'm the baby too.
Oh, I know you are.
Dude,
yeah.
I wonder if that's why we're funny.
Well,
They say birth order has a lot to do with it.
well, if you look at my birth chart, they're like, "Oh, you're crazy."
Crazy and funny.
Yeah,
And
and
sort of
hardworking, very determined.
Also, I was rebellious. There was that.
Yes, I was very
Very much.
rebellious.
But they say it's birth order.
Yeah,
we're not actually
order of
that
the birth.
original. We just were born last.
the quarter.
And that's why we're clowns. If we were born first, I wonder if we would be math teachers right now. My oldest sister is a math teacher.
Yeah,
Okay. I
she
took
lives out
geometry
here. No,
3
your middle
times.
sister. Your middle sister lives out here.
Middle sister did
Yeah.
live out here.
She
She
moved?
moved. I know. Bo's so invested because he read both my books, so he knows my
How's
whole story.
How's your nephew?
I can't. How's my what?
Your nephew? Niece? No, nephew. It's a nephew, right?
She from my sister?
Yeah.
She's got 3 kids. now. Colleen has 3 kids.
Wait, I thought she only had 1 or 2 at the
Now
time of the
she's
book.
got 3.
Colleen, we love that for
We
you. Where
love
does she live now?
that.
Because she lived on acres.
Yeah.
She had money.
She lives in Oregon. So she moved out here to like save my life.
Yeah,
right?
she
So
did.
I came out here at 17. I was crazy.
Stayed in her
psycho.
room while she was out doing crazy things with this one man.
Yeah.
She was not the one who tell you to leave him. She was like, let me just come stay with you.
Yeah.
All of this.
Yeah, so
and then she
yeah,
stayed,
yeah.
and then that dude broke into your apartment, vandalized
Yeah.
it when you were staying with those 2 gay men.
Yeah.
Y'all moved out because they were smoking meth, all of that.
Yeah, I woke up with my crazy ex-boyfriend, his hand around my mouth.
Oh my God, yeah,
Remember?
your sister went home because he got pizza or something like that.
Yeah, my sister
I read it
was-
all.
My sister
I
wasn't
know.
home. He just I woke up to his hand around my mouth, and he had vandalized the whole place. He was crazy. He went to jail. But yeah, dude. And then I lived with these 2 gay dudes who I'd come home and they'd be like in my dresses smoking in my clothes, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, Reese.
But one of them got clean.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. God, you're good. Anyway, so Colleen, so she met her ex-boyfriend is the producer of Radiohead. Do you even know who
Yes.
that is, Radiohead?
Yes.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
You, child?
I went back to the 20s. I love Nina Simone, Etta James,
All right, we're
Chuck
not that
Berry.
old. Jesus
but I love the
Christ.
90s. I love Bon Jovi, AC/DC.
All
I
right.
love it. Ooh.
All right. Well, so Radiohead, I never really listened to them. No hate on that. I just, whatever. I just didn't.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So, but the producer, Nigel Godrich, that's my sister's ex-boyfriend. They dated for quite a while.
Like
And-
5?
yeah. And so they broke up. She went to a bar to find a rebound. She met this guy at a bar. He was super sweet. He asked her to go to a museum the next day. She's now married to that man and has 3 young kids. And he's like an incredible guy. Like he's my brother-in-law and amazing. But that was just the rebound she met at a bar right after a breakup, which
Y'all
they
are-
say to never do.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've never seen a better marriage than their marriage.
It's so crazy reading your book because all 3 of you guys are successful. Like your older sister's a math teacher. Colleen's rich.
Yeah. So Colleen, she met this guy. He learned how to code, which now RIP
It's
coders,
huge.
dude, because AI
Yeah.
can do it.
Oh my God,
But
yeah.
but like, so he learned how to code. They were in their 20s. They fell in love. He then got a job at a startup. Then Google bought that startup for
Yeah.
$100 million. Google bought that startup. He had stake in that company. So he took that money and they bought an 80-acre farm.
80 acres.
Farm in Oregon. They didn't have one animal. They've never farmed in their life. They just bought 80 acres in Oregon. They live the dream. They grow their own potatoes. They have this beautiful farmhouse. They've got like 5 dogs. They've got sheep. They just grow their own food and like go to this amazing Montessori school down the street and just like live their best life in freaking Oregon.
And that's how you stand on big business.
Yes.
Colleen stands on big business.
That's right. So now she hasn't worked since she was in her 20s, early 20s, because now Greg takes care of her and she just has her 3 kids and she's freaking, whatever, doing hikes in her 80-acre forest. I just went there with my kids
Let me know.
and we were doing hikes and just like cooking amazing food and it was so beautiful there. Yeah. So
Stand.
that's Colleen. That's where, so she left to Oregon, but that's not that far,
No, it's up the street.
So are you close with your family?
No, not really. I'm not close with any of my siblings.
None of them? Why?
We were never really close. Like I was close with one, the oldest one, when I was growing up. Things just went south.
Why? And you could be like, shut the up, Laura, I don't want to talk about it. Whatever you're comfortable with. I pry.
It's a lot. Like it's a very
Families are complicated.
yeah, it's a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
Like it's just a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so you had told me, and tell me if you don't want to talk about this, that's fine, but you were telling me how your mom remarried to this like amazing man and he was your stepdad and your stepdad kind of raised you, right?
Yeah.
That was really exciting to hear.
Yeah.
Like-
So my mom was married to my dad.
Okay.
They got a divorce kind of like when I was like a newborn.
Okay. So you had no recollection.
No recollection.
Yeah.
I don't really know how everything really went. I
Okay.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
But she married my stepdad. My stepdad was friends with my Uncle John and while they were in high school.
Okay.
So, but my mom and them are like 4 years apart. So they already knew of each other,
Yeah.
but they weren't, I guess they weren't like checking for each other.
They were just or they knew of each other or whatever.
They knew it, like, that's just, oh, that's my friend's little sister.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I have a crush on your sister. It was just like, oh, it's,
So then
we're-
what? How did that come about?
If I remember correctly, he's seen her while she was working as a bank teller or something like that. He would bring her flowers every day.
No.
And that, because I think he was just getting out of his marriage.
So they were both newly divorced.
I think so, yeah.
Because it was simpler times back then. I feel like nowadays you get divorced and most people go straight on the apps. Swipe, 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 swipe,
Yeah.
swipe, swipe, swipe. Whereas this was so cute and wholesome. He said,
Yeah.
oh, I'm divorced. She's divorced. I know her through my cousin or whatever. And then they just like meet and he wines and dines her.
Yes.
And commits to her.
Yeah. That's
Nowadays,
basically-
I wonder if that would happen or if he would have went on Tinder instead.
But I don't think Tinder's bad though. I think like dating apps is like the new wave. Like I don't think it's bad. I just think like
It's just different.
It's just different.
it
Like,
is
that's
what
how
it is.
people meet people. Like back in the day, you have to go to the club. But I'm pretty sure, I remember the saying, like your grandma would say is like, you're not gonna meet nobody in a club, you'll meet somebody in church. Because before, your age and my parents' age, they will meet somebody in a club or
Yeah.
going out. But your parents and your parents' parents will meet somebody at church or at the school or at Walmart or at like that.
When I met my ex-husband in 2011 or 12, it was like there were dating apps. My sister met her husband on Match. My oldest
you
sister,
said that.
now
Yeah, you said that.
School teacher. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, okay. But they were very rare. Like it was
Yeah.
way more common to meet people at a party. Like I went to a party
And
and
you
I
met
met
Steven,
him.
yeah.
At a party. It's like you met people in the wild. That's just what happened.
Yeah.
Even my boyfriend now, I met him at a coffee shop. He said, I like your sweater. I was
Oh,
like,
y'all are dating
yes.
now?
For 2 years we've been dating.
Well, like it's official.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah. But like he doesn't live here. We're taking it super slow for once in my life, as you know. I never took it slow. I'd meet him and then move in the next day. So I'm taking it very slow as I have 2 little kids. So it's
You kinda have to because,
irresponsible
like,
to not
Now, since you do have kids, I'm
100%.
just moving all over around this couch.
just
Like,
move over.
Oh.
Just move it. Do a somersault. Yeah, get comfy.
I don't know because I don't want to look morbidly obese while I
Shut
already am.
up.
But I think honestly now though, like
I just feel like people have trouble committing now. Is what
I
I'm
don't think that's
seeing.
the case.
Is it
I
not?
just-
Is it not?
I think for my generation, I just think like we're more focused on our career. I think
I love that. I love
this
that.
is what I genuinely think. I think people older than me, I'm 25. I think people in the older generation were so like more committed.
Bitch, I was married at your age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all were more like get the family, start the family. You graduate high school, now it's time to get a man, get the family, and then that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me get financially stable before I have kids.
Totally.
Let me get financially stable before I even date with somebody.
I love
like I'm
that.
financially stable now, but if I want to bring kids in, I want to be set. I don't want my kids because one thing I would hate is to have kids and some shit happens
Yeah.
to where I don't have anything and now they have to suffer.
Yeah, of course.
Because back in the day, they're like, well, if you wait for that, when are you ever going to be ready?
Sure.
And it's like, no, I don't think that's right because it's like, it's not a kid. I'm not just bringing a baby. This is another human.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a perfect mom, but like, if you do some traumatic ass shit,
Yeah.
this kid can kind of be like a crazy ass individual. You have to
Yeah.
be 100% ready for it all. Like you need to be ready.
I love that. And I feel like Gen Z is getting that in a way millennials did not. Like you're right. It was
Yeah.
very much, you get married by a certain time. And I never really followed that. It just happened for me. I wasn't like, I need to get married by this
But
time and have kids.
I also
you know?
think you were in such a turmoil lifestyle
Yeah.
because in 2005 you were 18 out here. I was 6, right?
Yeah.
So you were, running rapid through the street, doing.
I was out in these streets.
Yeah, you were, doing you know, the drugs. And
Yeah.
so you were trying to find somebody to save you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I saved myself, so I'm more addicted to things that I need to do.
Yeah.
But when you're in that type of turmoil and you're that young and you're in that time
Yeah.
and mental health is not a thing really, you don't know what to do. Because when I moved out here at the same age as you,
Yeah.
I was partying with the best of them.
Really? So you were partying too when you moved out. It's a thing.
I was partying. I started partying at like 14.
Yeah. Oh.
The thing was, like, I'm the biggest I've ever been right now, right? I'm like 380, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, in high school, I worked out all the time because I played football and I would always do exercises. And then I got severely depressed. So I switched from porn to eating.
Damn.
And because I wanted to myself. And this was like the first time I tried to come. I tried to 3 times.
Oh, God.
So I was eating all the time. And I remember I would sit at home. This is when I first went to LA. I was 18 years old. And I remember I remember the day I was coming to film the show at the Facebook. I was like, oh my God. Like,
coming to film my show.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, like finally things are getting better. Like, whew, like, you know? And I would come home after that and you guys had like your Range Rovers and, you know, y'all was just like, everybody was like just living good. Chelsea was there.
Yeah.
Or Tammy, I'm sorry. She was in her nice car and I'm 18. Oh no, I'm 17. I'm 17.
Your baby.
And I'm like, you know, I'm in my Pontiac and I'm just like, like one day this could be me and I'll leave and I'll come home and I'll just be like, well, that was fun. You know, I get to go to there tomorrow. And I was just depressed and I was just sad. So I was just like, ordered so much food. And the manager I had at the time was dog. And it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really just want to die. Because I feel like once you graduate high school, nobody tells you that weird gap from like teenagers to like 21. If you don't go to college, that is the weirdest gap of your life.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like,
all your friends are in college.
Am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
I wish I could go back to high school just for a little bit more. Oh my God, did I peak in high school? Is this over? What is my life? It was a transition period. And I was not handling that transition period easy because everybody around me are already millionaires. Everybody around me living great.
We're also adults.
Yeah.
You know, we're also,
but also
I'm a decade and more older than you.
And the career though, nobody's helping me. And nobody's telling me what to do. Nobody's getting good. Everybody keeps saying, oh, I've been there. It'll get better. And you're like, oh my gosh, like shut the up. I don't want to hear that. Like, how can I get better? And I remember I would just eat. I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Like if I die, I die. I'm ready to die. Like that's how I was thinking. I would just eat. I wasn't even hungry. I would eat, sit in my bed all day and cry. And I would call my friend Jason. Jason at the time lived in Chicago. And he was working at Amazon. And we would sit and we would just talk about like, well, we can do this. Like we can make it and we can do this. And I was so sad. And I was losing on Instagram every day. I was losing like 10 to 20,000 followers a day. And just, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I felt so irrelevant.
So you think the sadness, the depression stemmed from what exactly? Like, what was it? Was it a loss of hope? Like
I lost hope, but I lost belief in myself. But I needed to go through that. The one thing about a journey of being who you're supposed to be is the rebuild people don't talk about.
Yeah.
I had to be broken down and really unlearn every fucking thing.
Bottom.
No, that wasn't even bottom. I had to unlearn everything I have learned to that point because that doesn't serve me to where I am now. So I had to become a baby again because now where I'm going, nobody in Oklahoma has ever been. Nobody in my family has ever been. I have to unlearn all that shit.
Okay.
So I had to go year one. I don't know how to walk. I'm crawling. I don't know in LA. I'm going to parties all the time. I'm not filming.
Yeah.
I'm eating crazy. I'm doing this. I'm trying to fit in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
3 years later, okay, got a new place. I'm learning how to work. You know, I'm making TikToks. I'm not really posting on Instagram because every time I post on Instagram, I lose. I'm posting on YouTube every day. So I'm learning my work ethic. It's not to where it is now, but I'm learning.
Yeah.
But I'm still depressed and I'm still eating.
Why are you still depressed?
Because my Instagram, like I'm losing so much because I put so much value in the right now and the instant gratification of, oh my God, everybody at that time was like, you're famous, you're popping on Instagram. All these people were really like doing it big. And I'm like, I can be like that. But every time I post on Instagram, I lose. And so I'm feeling like a loser because I'm thinking it's over because I did not truly work for it, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It happened so quick for me. And when you ask God for something or the universe or whatever it is, they will give you a taste to make sure you like it. And if you like it, they will give you the formula to make it. And I had to learn how to make it.
Let me ask you real quick. What was that first? Because you said you got it quick.
I got it
So
quick.
when was your first video? And then when was your first like viral video?
So literally, I was making videos all my life. My first viral video happened February like 13th, 2016.
When you were how old?
17.
Okay.
No, 16 finna be 17.
What was the video?
It was me crying in the car about somebody eating my cheesecake, somebody eating my food. It got on World Star. Then the next video got on World
Funny?
Star.
Like
It was funny. It was, but it's not how it was now. 7 months later on Instagram, I hit 1 million.
You said how many?
7 months later, I hit 1 million on Instagram.
Okay.
7 months later, I hit
So
like
you hit-
120K on Twitter. I was like, oh, shit. But I wasn't understanding the work ethic that had to be in it. I was now only focusing on the numbers. I was like, oh my God, like I need to get this number, whatever. But I was not focusing on the work.
You were in the results, not the action. We
I
were
already,
just talking about this at coffee. Stay in the action, out of the results. So you were in the results. You were looking at the numbers, but you weren't focused on the action, that daily discipline.
It was like playing a game on easy mode.
Yeah.
It was like playing a game on easy mode. And that was the taste. Because I've always prayed, manifested, I want this life.
Yeah.
So what happened? I got a taste of it.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, you like it. Now here's the recipe to go make it. I thought, okay, I'll just come into the kitchen every day and I'll eat the cookie. But the thing is, God, universe, whatever you believe in, they're not going to cook for you every day.
Yeah.
After you eat all those cookies, I told you how to make it.
Yeah.
Go make it. And what I was doing was like, why the am I not getting these cookies every day? That's when that ego started coming involved. And that's when I had to be humbled. Because who am I to think I deserve any of this? Who am I to think that I deserve to just have $1 million, to have all the likes, to have all these opportunities, when there's people right now, as we speak, in Hollywood, homeless, that has been doing this for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and have not seen the ounce of success that I have. But since I am blessed, fortunate, and I have the opportunity, I think I'm supposed to demand this. That's not how this works. So what happens is I had to get humble. I had to get depressed. I had to lose everything. I had to go broke, and I had to get down on my knees and really rebuild myself. And that's what happened. Because at 19 and 20, I'm finally learning, okay, I need to film every day. I need to post. I need to do this. I need to make shit's done. If I'm going to go to a party, I need to make sure this shit's done. Why? Because I won't eat. If I don't eat, because I don't film. If I don't film, I don't make money. Now I'm learning work ethic. Okay, I'm 3 years old now. Now I'm learning my work ethic. 2023 hits. Now it's like, okay, I have a work ethic.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not allowing myself to be creative. I'm living in North Carolina at this time.
So you moved back. That was part of the
I never moved to North Carolina, but I moved with my roommate at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, all right, my work ethic was good. I was filming every day and I was just posting on TikTok. This is when I had to learn how to truly believe in me and the process. I had no belief in myself. I was not. I haven't posted on Instagram at that time for like 3 years. Every time I posted, my shit was dead. Like I posted a video, 3,000 views in a day, and I was like, oh my God. And I just did not believe in it. I didn't believe that I should be posting. Every time I posted, it would do bad. But then there'll be some videos that do good. But I'm like, why am I still losing? But on TikTok, I was growing. Everything was good. I was making great money from TikTok. I was making, at that time, 10K a month,
Yeah.
good money, but I'm stupid and irresponsible with my money. I'm spending money like I ain't got no type of business.
Yeah.
Like I'm spending money. So now I need to learn business.
Yeah.
I need to learn work ethic, and I need to learn how to be responsible and budget.
Yeah.
Now I'm 4 years old, basically 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
So I have to relearn it. And I remember, this is 2022, my bad. I remember March 8th. I just signed a contract with Instagram that they were going to pay me monthly to post. And I was already scared, but I remember March 8th. I don't know what the happened. I got severely depressed, and I was in therapy at this time, but the therapist was horrible. But
Why
honestly,
was she horrible?
but I can't put the blame on her because I also was not taking accountability for anything I'd done. And I had to learn that. I just wasn't being honest. I was playing around. I was playing a facade. I wanted to live this chaotic life. And that's what I was getting, a chaotic lifestyle. And so she couldn't really help me because I wasn't taking it serious.
Okay.
And
so you were really low.
I was really low. I remember I just was like, I'm going to myself. And it hit because I was fully sad. And I remember I would wake up and not want to do shit. I would lay in my bed all day. And I remember I was in my bed all day. And I'm not going to say the person's name, but I had a friend at the time. And they came to me and they were like, what's wrong? I told them I wanted to myself. They literally told me that if, I myself, they would stop making videos and all this shit. It wasn't great advice what they were giving me. But then they left me. They left me by myself for multiple days.
After you said that.
After I said that. Like 2 hours later. That fucked me up.
Call him out.
No, I can't. That fucked me up so much because now I realize I have actually no one. And I remember I would not eat. I was in a religious psychosis.
Explain that.
A religious psychosis because I have OCD. Now that I finally know, I would have intrusive thoughts about blasphemy, about selling my soul to the devil, about I'm going to hell, that I did blasphemy, that God wants me to stop making videos, move to Wyoming, and never talk to my family again. Like and mind you, I'm talking to extreme Christians at this time. Like I would see a Christian on TikTok and I would reach out to them. And the one girl was like, if you have back pain, it's witchcraft. Like type. And I'm struggling like so bad, like with me. And then also I'm getting into like seeing what religion is real, because while I'm making prayer videos on Instagram and TikTok, people are unfollowing me because they're like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Muslims or people of Islam, I don't know. The Muslim community, Islam community, and Judaism community, they're coming to me. They're like, you're praying to the wrong person. Pray to Allah or read the Torah. And now I'm looking at all these different religions.
Yeah. You're seeking.
No, I'm not saying. I'm freaking out.
I'm like, you're seeking. You're like, no. Tweaking.
I'm tweaking the fuck out.
I'm not seeking, I'm tweaking.
I'm tweaking. I think I did blasphemy. Then I'm thinking like, okay, I don't know if Jesus is the right one. I'm thinking about all about like, what if I go to hell in Muslim or I go to hell in Christianity? I'm having dreams. I think I'm going to hell. People are saying that's God and that's telling you you're going to, like, it's so much going on.
Are you at all using at this point?
No.
Okay, so this is sober psychosis.
Yes, sober psychosis is the baddest to do it. Yeah. And I go outside, it's pitch black raining, and I'm crying, and I was like, I don't know if you ever had like you ever had.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean when I'm saying like you're like, oh, I myself today.
Yeah. So
what happened?
Mine was ideation. So I would fantasize, and still sometimes, not nearly as much anymore, especially because I have young kids. So I immediately go, nope. When I think of, I'm gonna. I go, nope, can't, because of, it's easier when you have kids because you're just like responsible for these like helpless individuals, right? Yeah. So whereas without them, it's like, bye, peace. Yeah. But I found it to be a very like comforting thought because you're essentially ending your pain and I thought everyone had that. but apparently
No,
not.
no.
Like,
No, they don't.
dude, I thought,
Yeah.
I was like, no, I was even talking to my sisters. I was like, you guys have thoughts, right? Right?
No.
And they were both like, no.
No.
And I was like, but sometimes, right? And they were like, no. I was like, you've never like fantasized about yourself like for fun? And they're like, no.
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 See,
never.
I never, not for fun.
I also thought everyone was bisexual.
Oh, no.
Right. I was
Well,
like, you don't fantasize
no,
about
yeah.
both men and women? No. Huh? Never?
Ever.
You gotta. You gotta.
You got at least one. You got to try at least one. How do you know you don't like broccoli?
How do you know?
Yo, try it.
Try it.
Just taste it.
Yeah, never?
Taste the tip.
Right.
But I was
So you-
outside
in the
rain.
rain.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna today, and I stopped crying. I felt so numb. I get in the living room, and mind you, I'm by myself. I make the video. In the video, I said, I'm sorry to everybody who ever followed me. I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry to my family. I just wanted to make the world laugh. I just want to entertain the world, and I could not do that.
Oh my God.
I can't do this anymore. I don't want to kill myself, but my body's telling me it's time. Turn the camera off. I walk upstairs. My friend Tabby calls me. I didn't tell nobody like I was going to kill myself. I had the knife ready by my bed. It was a pocket knife, very sharp. I was going to cut right here, cut right there, and just lay down. And I don't really remember our conversation, but I do remember she said, I had a feeling I needed to call you. I talked to her, and I say this every day to her. She saved my life. She saved, because if she never called, I'm so dead ass, you would never see me again.
You're like, I'm so dead ass.
I'm gonna cry right now.
Yeah.
She saved my life, and I owe my life to her and her mom, because her mom and her have always been in my life. And like, I love Tabiana Ali. She's on General Hospital. She's Trina, and I love Jacqueline Ford. I love Morgan. I love her whole family because they've always been there for me since I was 17, 18 years old. She called me. We talked, and it's like something just jumped back in my body. And I remember I went to sleep. I woke up and I felt so much better.
Yeah.
And it was my birthday coming up, like 2 months passed, and I'm still kind of sad. My birthday comes up, and I turn like, I think 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's 23. And I was like, this cannot be my life. Like, this cannot be. And I'm in North Carolina. I was like, this cannot be my life. Like, I got to lose this weight. That was like my first thought.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe let's figure out what else is going on.
Yeah.
No, they were like, I got to lose this weight.
Yeah.
So I hit up my friend at the time that lived in North Carolina, Tarzan, Julius Alexander. And he was like, yeah, let's come over. I'm going to his house to work out. I'm trying to think of ideas. I'm talking to FGTV about YouTube. I'm like, it's over for me. Like, I need to find something else. Like, it's over. Like, what things are going is streaming and YouTube. I need to figure it out. I don't know where the head was going like that. But I was like, I need to figure it out. And everybody was telling me, like, Bo, you're so funny. I don't get how you're more famous, how you're not this, like how you're not that. Because I was in the lesson of learning how to believe in myself. I was going to everybody else to save me.
Whoa.
And sometimes, like God, the universe, whoever you believe in, will let you fall, but not let you fail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, like, let you jump off the cliff and you're just falling, but you're not going to hit the ground.
Yeah.
Because hitting the ground, I almost hit the ground until God or whoever sent Tabby to stop me. But I got back up and I kept falling because I was not learning. You need to believe in yourself. You already have it. And this is what happened. 2023, after my birthday, I woke up one day and I remember I had a conversation with my stepdad. He was like, you're at the age where you got to do stuff you want to do. And if people get mad, that's it. We got that phone. I packed all my and I called Jason. I said, listen, I'm coming back to LA. I need you to pick me up. And he's like, okay, how long you staying? I said, I'm moving. He's like, where you living? I said, I don't know. I've been homeless before. I'll figure it out. Picked me up. I texted the person I was living with. I said, I can't live here no more. Let's break the lease. I have enough money to break it. Let's break it. And he was like, well, no, let's talk about it. I was like, I don't need to talk. If I stay there, I'm not going to be alive. I don't need to talk. And at this point, I did not give a fuck who I lost. I didn't go, don't be friends with her. I didn't go, my mama, you don't want to fuck you, bye. I didn't give a because there was something in me at this moment. I was like, oh, hell no. All y'all got me up. Because everybody at that time around me took from me, took the energy, took my comedian relief, took it all. Nobody was there for me except a few, Jason and Tabby, Reeves, some other people, but most of them fuckers were not there. And so my ass is now I have reprised the role of the king and woke up and was like, oh, y'all got the game up because y'all tried to play Rumpelstiltskin. I have a riddle for your fucking ass. I'm gonna fuck y'all up. And I remember I was like, oh, hell no. I don't give a fuck. Like, I was in that. And I remember Jason was like, oh, this is the Bo I know. I was like, I don't give a fuck. And then I remember he was like, well, we don't need to talk. No, we don't. And I said, we don't have to be friends. You can do whatever you need to do spiritually, mentally, physically. I don't give a fuck. But guess what? I'm not living there no more. I have to get the out. I got out, moved to LA. I'm couch hopping again. I'm making my next move. I'm stressing out. I'm crying. I'm like, okay, I did this before. I got to figure it out. And I was just like, I remember I said, Bo, God, if you can just get me through this, I can figure it out. I allowed myself to cry one day. And I said, tomorrow, you got to get the fuck up. And you got to do what you know the best and make these videos. That's what you know how to do. You see that everybody else in front of you that is successful done it and they're fine. If you follow that, you can get to where you need to be. And this sounds so like a pastor.
So dramatic.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
No, don't. I love it. That's not a mosquito, is it?
Nothing is a fly.
Okay.
And I moved in with this one girl that was my friend at the time.
Now we're 2023, right?
2023, yes.
Okay.
Everybody's saying, Bo, don't move in with her. Everybody keeps saying, they were like, don't move in with her. And I was like, no, I just need a roommate. I'm not believing in myself. I had money. I don't know why I just did not get my own place. And they're like, Bo, do not move in with her. And I'm ignoring all this. I move in with her 3 weeks.
What'd she do?
I had to leave.
What'd she do?
3 weeks.
What?
We had noise complaints, like 80 noise complaints in 3 weeks.
80 noise complaints? What happened?
Her and her boyfriend.
What would they do?
Fighting. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know. I need to get the fuck out.
How, like fighting verbally, physically, all of it?
Just verbally. And on the phone, mind you.
It was all on the phone?
Yeah. So you know how loud you gotta be to get a noise complaint in this bitch in Los Angeles? Oh. And I was like, I gotta figure it out. And I remember I was hitting up everybody and I was like, you know what? It. I'm gonna move out. Cause I know she couldn't pay the first month and I was just like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm gonna have to move out because we're gonna get evicted. Like, we're gonna get kicked out. So I left and I remember I go to my friend Yadira's house and I'm filming videos. At the time, I'm not posting on Instagram yet. And my just 2023, I'm posting on TikTok. Everybody's like, oh my God, like, Bo, you're really booming on TikTok right now. Like, oh my God. Everybody thinks it's good. Bo is, oh my God. Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Bo is going insane. Cause now I also got a brand deal, have not paid me. I'm waiting on my $10,000.
Yeah.
They have not paid me. It's going on the third month. I'm not getting paid. I have now $0. I am late on my car 3 months in. And now I have no place to stay. All my money has went from the moving. All my money has went to putting the down payment on the apartment. I have no more money.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, but it was not like, I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine.
You just knew.
I just knew I was gonna be fine. Yeah. And I was at my friend Yadira's house. We got done filming a video. And she's like, you didn't sleep here for tonight. I was like, yeah. I remember I text my main bitch, Evie. Pups Without Borders. She owns that. She's been knowing me since I was a teenager, just like you. She's in her 30s. She's known me since I was a teenager, literally 17, like literally. Yeah. And I was texting her and she's like, you know, you could have just stayed here. I almost cussed her the out because Mind you, I went to the Grammys that year. So I stayed with her already in the beginning of the year. And I told her what I was going through. And she was like, oh, I just didn't know if you wanted to live here.
Yeah.
And I was like, Evie, you know I didn't have I was like, okay, I'll move in. It was $700.
That's great.
Yeah, I paid it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Because you knew it worked and it did.
And she was like, okay, yeah. I moved in and she saved me. I moved in, my car got repossessed. And this is how you know when you're going on the right path, because now shit just starts f***ing up. But while up, things are coming in to move in, right?
So if your car gets repossessed, you're on the right path.
Because listen though, as I'm not making money yet again because I'm waiting on a brand deal, a friend I have not talked to in a long time reaches out to me out of nowhere. Hey, boo, I have a cool opportunity for you to make money out of nowhere.
So do you think it's always darkest before the dawn? Do you believe in that?
No, I think it's the darkest, and then there's somebody that you're going to see that's driving by that has a light to help you keep going. We're going to go until the morning comes.
Yeah.
Because I was in the dark, and my friend Nick
Out
Bean,
of the blue.
yeah, my friend Nick Bean, who was a Musically kid, now he I think does real estate. He hit me up. He's like, "Bo, there's a way to make money off this new app.
Okay.
You want to just go and do it?" I said, "Yeah." All they wanted me to do is talk to people, like a talk show for 30 minutes to an hour. People were just coming in and watching me talk. I was making like $2,500 just a month from that.
Yeah.
And then I got into the creator fund on TikTok.
Yeah.
So now I'm making literally within a month, I think I'm making $5,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm now saving. With my first $5,000, I went to go get my car out. Now all my credit cards are max. My credit went from 800, now I'm at 500.
Okay.
I'm still like, I'm gonna be okay. I write down the car. I wrote out all my problems. Check. I got my car back. Cool. Now the debt. Working on the debt. Working on the debt. Paying my rent. Working on the debt. Everything I'm doing though, I'm telling myself, you better keep making these videos every day. You make these. It doesn't matter if you got it. If somebody gets shot, you go to the hospital and then go film. You keep making these videos every day. That's what I did. And then something told me, I think it was December of 2023 to start posting on Instagram. I just like, whatever, like my page is already dying. I'll just post it on Instagram. I didn't look at the numbers. I posted 3 videos in, and this is when I was doing the POVs. Now, Instagram has not seen me do POVs yet. I hit 1.2 million, and then I hit 1.3 million. I pulled over and cried.
Wow.
Because I was like, what?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah.
Is this real? And I was like, okay, I need to keep going harder.
Yeah.
I have my car back.
Yeah.
I'm not out of debt, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I have people around. Something's getting good.
Yeah.
And I started doing stand-up. Mind you, I never wanted to do stand-up until that time.
What made you start or want to do that?
It wasn't even like a want. It was just more like people like, just try it.
Yeah, it just kind of.
And I went to this one hole in the wall club that was doing open mics. Liquid Zoo in Van Nuys. It was like 4 people in there. I did not know the stand-up scene, so I didn't know, like, bro, don't ever do something like that. There's nobody in there. I didn't write a joke down. I just told a story.
Yeah.
And I went up there, nobody laughed. I didn't even finish. I just dropped the mic and left.
No, my very first stand-up, I was even dumber, okay? I went to the Comedy Store on Sunset for my first time as an open mic. What was I thinking? You're supposed to go to the hole in the wall where no one is to try it out.
Well,
I went to the Comedy Store, okay? Room was packed for an open mic. I'd never been on stage before. At that time, I thought in order to be funny, you had to have dark hair, thick rim glasses.
I read that in your book. Yes. You look like Junie B. Jones.
Glasses and speak like Daria. I thought that's how you had to be funny. You cannot be a bubbly, expressive blonde. That's not funny. You have to have dark hair, glasses, and monotone. So I literally went up there. My hair was blonde, but I had the glasses that I did not need. And I was like, I spoke with no inflection the entire time and just told the worst story ever that I thought was funny. And it wasn't. It wasn't. It was not. I bombed so hard. It was crickets for 3 minutes. It was so bad. The MC gets up after and he goes, Look, she's a 10. Comedy, she's a 2.
Dude.
Horrible.
Well, so I went back and told my friends, I was like, I hate stand up. Like, I don't need this shit.
I was like, that.
They took me to improv the next day. They were like, no, you're going to go on here and do it in front of these people.
Yeah.
Again, Bo didn't write shit down. I went on improv, the improv stage for open mic, and killed it. I killed it.
Yeah.
Like, it was so crazy. I had my Gucci slides on, some pants and a hoodie.
Yeah.
Looking crazy.
Yeah.
Because the money was still short.
Yeah.
And I went on stage, told a story, and people were dying.
I love
I
that.
get off stage, like, how long you been doing comedy? I said, this is my first time, really.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
So then they're like, come to do my show. I'm doing shows now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, wait, I can get jiggy with this. The next month, I'm doing 6 shows.
Yeah.
And now I'm like learning how to writing it back and forth, getting a journal, writing it, redoing it. I'm doing it all, and I'm still making videos.
Yeah.
And this is when I start believing in myself because now I'm gaining. So now we're past December. We're at February. Now I'm at 1.4
on Instagram.
On Instagram, mind you, I've been losing for like 5 years.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just in the action now. You're posting, you're performing.
I'm just posting, and it's like I don't give a video. It could get 2 views. It's gonna go up. I bet you that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's an apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm posting. I can bet you that. And I'm hitting 1.4, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm just in it. Like I'm in it. The summer comes around, I'm at 1.5. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm so close to where I was at when I first moved to LA. Summer hits, I'm at 1.7. That is where I was at when I first moved to LA. It was this is 6-7 years apart. I am terrified because I'm like, oh my God, am I going to start losing again? Like, is this real? Sure. This is 2024 now. This is literally 7 months ago. I have now been staying at Evie's house for almost a full year. And I wrote down one goal for 2024. I want to get my own place. I could visualize it. I could see it. I wanted to get my own place. My credit was still low. I spent the night over at Jason's house. Woke up, my credit went up 98 points. Something in me made me go, it's like, all right, now I'm finna go look at apartments. That day I went to go look at apartments. Got an apartment. And oh my God, am I boring you?
No.
Okay, good.
No. Do I look bored?
No, I don't know. I get in my head. You know how OCD. Yes.
I look bored?
No,
okay.
It's my head.
I get that no sometimes. Like, you're like, are you bored? Do you want to be on your own show?
And so I go to my apartment complex, get it, and then it sits in, what the did I just do? Why am I getting this apartment complex? Can I afford it? What the going on? I'm stressing the fuck out.
Yeah, you're tweaking.
But then I go back to the beach. The beach I've always went to since I lived in LA. I went to Malibu's beach and I would sit in there and just talk to God, the universe, and me.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to tell him how proud of myself I am. And I was like, Bo, I'm so proud of you. You done this, you done this, you done this. You came from this, you came from this, from this. Now imagine where you're going to be in 7 months. Now imagine you are succeeding. Now imagine how you're going to get there. God, I know our relationship's not where it used to be. I don't know who to believe in. I don't know if you're the right one. I don't know what's going on. But I know that if you can get me here and make me okay, then everything's going to be all right. And that's all I said. Yeah. And I said, all I need to do is wake up and film. I moved in. I have gotten, now I'm at 2.2 million on Instagram.
This is where you are now?
Yeah. 2.2 million on Instagram. I have 6.6 almost on TikTok.
6.6 million on TikTok.
I'm having my first live comedy show.
First live comedy show in LA.
In LA, May 4th. Comedy show in LA, May 4th. Tickets in the bio at Suburban Prince. Get them tickets in the name of Jesus. Please get the tickets. Oh my God, please. Oh my
May 4th.
Yes. So and now I look around and now I struggle. Is this real? Is this my life? am I doing this? Like, what am I doing? Is this the right thing? Oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm scared. Like, what the has happened? Because I have not processed it all, right?
Yeah.
But now I'm in therapy. And now I'm really going into it. And now I'm learning how to stop being so controlled. You're not in control of your life. You're not in control.
Yeah.
Like, that's the beauty of life.
Yeah.
You're not in control.
Yeah.
And now, like we were talking earlier at the coffee shop, I don't know what the going on. I don't know, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because
to surrender to that.
To surrender to that and to trust that in these moments, that's when you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because now you've gotten to a point to where you're doing a comedy show, you're working on so many other projects, fields that you never were in, you've never been in, but the field that you wanted to be in has brought you to this. Shows that, okay, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You have now leveled up.
Yeah.
You're on the new part of the game. And yes, it might be creepy, but you're gonna be all right. You're gonna get it, you're gonna figure it out. That's where I am now. And really believing in myself and calming down, not knowing the control. I don't need to control everything. I need to write it out and have fun doing it. Because there's gonna be a day where I look back and be like, boy, yes, it was scary. Yes, it was wild, but this fucker was worth it.
I love that.
And you're watching Disney Channel.
Wow. I relate to you so much.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so much. Just that, because I think like what you're saying, you know, when you're like, oh, making videos, like really it is, I view it, I was telling you at the coffee shop, as an act of service. Like you are so funny and you've got the funny bone in you and you've got this gift to be able to make people laugh. And so when you're not doing it, there is a bit of you that dies inside or like doesn't want to live. Like I identify with that. And I think it's like anyone who feels they have some sort of purpose, like some sort of skill or reason for being here. And when they're not living to their fullest potential, it's so painful.
Yes.
Right? It's so,
because you see it.
and so then what do? You fill up with food, with drugs, with porn, with whatever. You're filling that hole in the soul and it's not working. And so you're filling it more and more and more. It's not working. None of it's working. So like, well, I guess I'm going to die. And that's why when I became sober 13 years ago, I had to shift my perception from what can I get today to what can I give? And everything became service, right? My relationships, what can I give? How can I serve? Through my work, same thing. I called my sponsor. I was so depressed. I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to use because I wasn't where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was make people laugh. It's not working. It's not working. So I'm going to die then because there's no point in me being here.
Yeah.
There's no point.
There's no point in living if I can't do this.
Yeah. And so I called my sponsor and I had that gift of desperation.
Yeah.
And she was like, Laura, you're an artist, make art. She goes, you're an artist, make art. Stay in the action, out of the results.
And that's so hard because especially when you do have success, you're like, but I need the gratification. I need them saying it's good. I need the views. I need the numbers.
Sure.
And then
that's dangerous.
And then I looked at Beyonce. Everybody clap for Beyonce. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick.
Queen.
When I was watching her documentary, or some might say documentary.
It is. It's documentary.
This woman, when she dropped her just album without telling anybody, without doing a rollout, she was like, nobody makes albums anymore. Nobody listens to a full body of work.
Yeah, it's just singles.
I don't want to drop that. I want people to really listen to it. If you receive it, you receive it. If you don't, you don't. That album changed the game. Literally. That's why people drop on Friday. Because of her.
Whoa.
She literally changed the standard of how to drop music.
Whoa.
And once I looked at the documentary, if you are now listen now to the people that watch, I'm not telling y'all if novice in to just be dropping bull. This is Beyonce we're talking about. If you know you the shit and you know you got that art on lock in whatever you do, you can't depend on somebody that has never been in your position or don't even know how to be an artist. They just know how to be a receiver to tell you what to make.
Sure.
Because there's art paintings up right now that worth $30 million. To me as a receiver, I would never get it. But to the masses that are receivers of art, they're like, you don't see it.
Yeah.
And when Beyonce did that, they were like, she knew it's not for everybody
Yeah.
to get. It's for people that love the music that I make.
Yeah.
Because I've done this for so long, y'all know who and what I'm doing and what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And this, you know what art I'm bringing out. So when it came to the videos, it was like, okay, hold on. I've been doing this since I was 17 years old professionally. I know who I'm talking to for this character.
Yeah.
When I'm doing a black mom, it is not for all the people. For everybody that gets it, I'm great.
Yeah.
This is for the black people, people of color people that had a minority mom that was struggling, that was a single parent, that had to do things they had to do to get where you needed to be.
Yeah.
That was what I was portraying as a mother in some of the skits.
Yeah, you're not worrying about, are the white or Asian people gonna like this or relate? No,
Yeah,
that's not who is.
And if you are white and you had a single mom, then you relate. But I'm not.
I just want to say I'm white, and I love that sketch.
Yeah, because it's not what I'm not doing it for people that grew up in millionaire homes.
Right.
I'm doing it for the people that you see on the bus that just lost their mom and they want to remember how it was.
Yeah.
I'm doing for people that grew up like me, to where I might have, my mom was married to somebody, but my mom would talk to me how I say in the videos.
Yeah.
When I do the teacher skits, I'm doing it for people that have actually been through like that.
Sure.
I know who I'm talking
Yeah.
to, and I know y'all are going to get it. Some people be like, okay, why is all his videos women? That's not right. I have multiple videos on men, but you don't get it and you're not supposed to get it. I wasn't talking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect you to get it. When I'm releasing my art, if you don't get it, that's fine because I'm not talking to you. And when you know you're making your art for the people that you're talking to, the people that you're talking to will break it down for the people that don't get it so they can understand it and now see it as them. That might sound really dumb. I don't know. But I'm just saying it in my way.
No, it
Does that make
doesn't, but I
sense?
really have to.
Okay. This Christmas will be a very special Christmas on me. Yeah. So, yes.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, really interesting. So yeah, you overcame a lot,
Yes.
but I think too, it's important for anyone in any profession to not get their sense of enoughness from any sort of
Anything, yeah.
external.
Because you're going to mess up. You're not perfect.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And it could all go away. And then we can't go back to that place. Right. So I feel like,
But also,
Yeah.
it can always go away, but it always can come back.
yeah,
I feel like people say it can. I always hated the people that would say, "Who are you without this? What if this happens if it all goes away?" Okay, bitch, we know that. But when it goes away, I'm gonna have to get it back. So I always say,
because it's a purpose.
It's a
not,
purpose.
It's not like how much money and fame and followers. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's like
it's my purpose.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
I would say there's some influencers that I don't like, and the feeling's mutual, we know, that do it just for money. And am I going to name them? No, because we don't have time for that. But
you could always spot the hacks.
you can spot
You
them.
can spot the
yeah,
hacks.
but when it's your purpose, you got to prepare for your down. You need to prepare for your down because when you're in your down, that's when the most beautiful art comes out. Because if you think of all the greatest songs, all the greatest songs have pain in them. All the greatest comedy specials have pain in them. All the greatest acting has pain in it. If you can get to a point, I don't know, if you can get to a point to where you're in hell and you can take the coal and the fire and make something beautiful, that will change your life more than you just waiting on the sun to come back up. Because just because your setting is different doesn't mean your work ethic needs to be different.
I love that. Can I tell you the saddest story ever?
Yeah.
So back in the day, I did a YouTube series.
All
Or
right, yeah.
no, I did it was a pilot. And it just didn't get picked up. But it was this
Uh-huh.
pilot called Sex Ed about these like college kids. And it was funny. And there was this girl, Stevie Ryan. And have you heard of her?
The YouTuber, I read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So oh my God, dude, I just looked up to her. Like she was one of the first YouTubers, so gorgeous, funny, smart, fearless comedian,
Yeah.
feminine, just holy. I was like, wow. And she was one of the first YouTubers to really do it, right?
Mhm.
And then she got her own show on VH1 called Stevie TV. And I was like, holy shit, that's like
Amazing.
one day,
Yeah.
like I want a sketch show. That's all I've ever wanted. Like she gets to do it. She gets to do all her characters and all her writing and perform and make people laugh. Like this is the dream.
Yeah.
And I just looked up to her, my God. And we did this pilot together and I sort of like, got to know her a little. We followed each other on Instagram. It was like, that was, we weren't friends, but
Mutuals.
yeah, I knew her. Yeah, mutual. And then, dude, I just never forget, her show got canceled. And after that happened, I started seeing all these posts on her Instagram of her just like, whatever. She was just like smoking weed and posting it. And I was like, huh. And I was like sober at the time. And so I kind of saw myself in her. I was like, damn, that looks like me pre-sobriety. Like she was just like getting high, but like posting it a lot.
Yeah.
And it was like every post was her in a blunt, like with some cryptic caption.
Yeah.
And like she would make comedy videos here and there, but not a lot. Like she stopped making the video. So the show got canceled, right? So the network said, sorry, no, not enough viewers.
Yeah.
And then after that, she probably lost faith in herself, just like you, was at that low point where, I guess I'm done. What am I doing here then?
Yeah.
So she stopped really posting. It was just very sporadic. And then the posts just became her smoking. I remember I was like, all right, I'm in this program, this 12-step program for my addiction. And they say it's attraction, not promotion. You never should preach or like try and tell someone to like, hey, come join, come to my church. And, but I was like, you know what? I'll just like ask her if she wants to like get coffee and maybe like in that coffee, I could be like, yeah, I'm sober and it's kind of cool. And here's why. Like I was going to just very casually
help her.
Yeah. So we were DMing back and forth talking about when we're going to meet up. And then literally, dude, like a month later goes by and it's one of those things. I think she like left me on red when like whatever it happens. Month or two goes by and it's like on the news that she committed suicide. She literally herself in her apartment. And I was just like, no way. Like she was 26 years old. And it was so sad because I just related so much to her, And it was just so sad because she had so much to give. But I know, don't you know where she was at? Don't you feel where she was at?
That's why I always tell people, keep going.
Yeah.
Don't let the scene fool you.
Right.
Because those are the greatest stories. Like you hear about them all the time. Like, okay, I don't know if you're a WWE fan, right? But there was a time where in WWF at the time, was just plummeting because they had WCW Nitro, and there was another organization coming up and just fucking the views up, and they were just for years just going downhill. They're like, we don't know what to do, we don't know how it's gonna happen. But guess what? They got vulnerable. They're like, all right, you know what? Let's scratch everything. Let's revamp it. Let's do this. Let's do another product. Let's try this. And got back up. Because people think that their number one goal and they get it and they lose it, that's everything.
Right.
But that's because your plan is so small.
Right.
But if you
like that VH1 show was nothing. Like the way that I think about her all the time still. I just think about her. And I think about how she would have just like literally blown up, like do it on TikTok, everywhere.
But that's what happens though. Because even like Kevin Hart had a TV show, early 2000s.
I didn't even know that.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart was in cameos.
Hart.
Exactly, cameos. who else? Nicki Minaj was getting, labels were asking about her and nobody was giving back her the information. Drake was on Degrassi. Like, Beyonce, Girls Time. Like, there's so many times to where you like, oh my God, it's finna happen. And your ass just gets dropped or your ass just get thick. Lady fucking Gaga, that bitch was dropped from her label. And her grandmother said, I'll give you a couple days to cry. She laid on her grandma's lap, looked at the TV. She said, I'm gonna make a song with Beyonce. Telephone. Like, Jeffree Star, he was signed to Akon. YouTube. Like, just because the door closes doesn't mean you can't take your foot and crack the out of that they break everything in that and rebuild and make something bigger. Yeah. Because people think like, okay, well, I finally got my goal. I lost it. There's nothing point. And you ever heard of the saying, you might have plans, but God has bigger plans? Yeah. That's the problem. You know, you don't even have to be religious or anything.
But faith helps. Like, with whatever it is.
Whatever it is, faith in yourself, whatever. Yeah. Your plans are so small. Because my plan, since I was a kid, I'm going to be an actor, all this, right? I was supposed to go to NYU. That was my whole goal. Social media happened. The plans I had were so small. Now I'm looking around. I'm like, the reason I'm so scared is because I never thought I could do this. I wasn't thinking like this. This was not part of my plan. But the thing is, it was a bigger plan in the whole scheme of everything. Yeah. So I'm talking to anybody that's listening right now. You might have just got fired from your job. You might be 30, you might be 40, and you got to start over. But if Oprah could get it at 40, if Samuel L. can get it at 50, what makes you so different? These people that have money, accolades, and fame are the same people like you and me, you who's watching. Nothing's different. The only thing is you don't give up. You have to demand that you are going to get what you want, because this whole life we're living is a movie. If you won't walk out on the middle of a movie, don't walk out on your life. Bitch, it gets better. Yeah. Put on some strap-ons and fuck life. If it's fucking you, turn around and fuck it.
Yeah, that's right. And also, like, worst advice ever. No, like, for me, it was no plan B. Like,
oh yeah,
you just never give up.
I never had a plan B. Now,
that's probably the worst advice. But
I don't think it's the worst advice. No, I think also
you can't fail until you quit.
I don't believe in struggling artists. Get a job. You know, get a job. We love a good plan A, but we also love a plan A that has money coming in between it, right?
Oh, I love that.
Yes. Get a fucking job. Yeah. Okay. If you right here want to be like, I want to be a rapper, get your ass in music classes, get your ass in writing classes. The reason why your music is not being played, because it sucks. And I'm not trying to be rude, but your music probably sucks.
Your music sucks.
But it doesn't mean you're not going to be the next big thing. Yeah. Everybody starts sucks. You always start out like you suck. You have to go through success. Success is not beautiful. Success is ugly, humiliating, embarrassing, failure, all that success. If you want to do music, take writing classes, take music classes, take music engineering classes, take business classes, learn music, listen to the greats, listen to the music, involve yourself in so much music that you become music. If you want to be funny, take your ass to a writing class, take your ass to comedy classes, learn improv, watch the greats, really study. Do not be scared of failing. Y'all want to sit here and be Beyonce, Kevin Hart, all these people, but when y'all get the totem pole map to go through the road they had to get through, y'all don't want to do it because, well, I posted this in my family saying this is embarrassing. Fuck your family. When I first started making videos, my mom would read off the hate comments. I don't give a Your family is going to make fun of you before your friends make fun of you because they can't do it. Your family's going to talk shit about you.
Your mom would read the hate comments?
Yeah. Your family's not going to believe in you. Accept that. Be okay with that. Yeah. It's not for them to accept. It's not for them to live. This is not their life. It's your life. If you think you got the music to make jiggle, then you go do it. Don't care about what your family says. They're not going to believe in you. I know so many people right now that have lost their potential because they have been so scared about, well, my family thinks this. Do you want to live like your family?
No.
Do you want to be anything like your family? Because I said, You keep telling me you want to live like Luda Uzi and all these. Why are we worrying about what a damn engineer says? Take him to the studio and see what he makes.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you can't do it, shut the up. If you ain't got no correct criticism, shut the up. If you can't help, shut the up. Talking about you ain't gonna make no money. Then we both in the same predicament because we ain't in the mansion here. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how some parents will say, well, what you gonna do for money? What you do for money? Because both on EBT, because I'm under this house. Like, what are we talking about here?
No, I know. It's so true. And I'm very lucky in that my mom believed in me. My dad hated that I did comedy. He's like, why the hell are you doing that with your face? You look disgusting. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop making that face.
Yeah.
I'm sick. So my dad hated it. My mom, on the other hand, loved me, thought I was great.
Yeah.
I had that like encouragement.
I didn't have that.
Dude, I had a friend who funnier than me.
Yeah.
So smart, so talented, but had his mom in his ear the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom talked him out of his dreams.
Because they're scared.
Yes. And it's like, dude, what?
You
Stop.
can't allow people's other to be put on you.
Yeah.
Like, you guys need to learn to take advice from people that are already in the career that you want to be in. If I want to be a doctor, why the listen to somebody that works at McDonald's?
Yeah, so that's really great advice. So you took people that you looked up to and you were like, okay, what are they doing and how are they doing it? And let me do that.
I started reading, like, I read Eminem's book. I read Biggie Smalls' book. I'm not book, but I watched his movie. I was reading all these people's books and movies, all this studying when I was 6 years old. I was watching YouTube videos, how to be famous. I was watching like that. I was so polarized about this lifestyle. And I remember every time, like, bro, you live in Kansas. Oh, you live in Oklahoma. You're not going to make it. You're not funny. You're not talented. You're ugly. This is what family were saying to me. Family was saying I wasn't going to make it. My family wasn't believing in me.
But did you have inside of you as a kid, did you always know
I
you were,
knew.
you would always make your friends laugh?
It wasn't even that. It was, I see how people gravitated to me. I would be in choir doing solos and people would come to me like, oh, you're going to be famous one day, baby. That. And it was like, okay, you might have told that to everybody else.
Sure.
That's all I needed to know because I know my family don't believe in me. Okay.
What about now? Like
now they do. Now, yeah.
So do they ever just say like, hey, sorry about that?
No, it's not. I haven't, my mom has apologized, but I haven't got an apology really except from like one of my cousins and like my mom.
But the fact is, you learned that you didn't need it.
I didn't
make
need
it
them
without the support.
And I don't need them to apologize.
Yeah,
because the thing
you
is,
believe in yourself.
I believe in myself.
Yeah.
And people will show you who you are in the beginning of where you want to be, and it hurt me to my core, and they never knew because I used to want to run away.
Yeah,
I used to not understand what did I do so wrong for y'all not to like me. But now I'm like, you know what? I look around and everything was worth it. I am glad. I don't hold no grudges.
do you feel like you love yourself now?
I love everything about me. I love it all. I love the fat. I love the acne. I love my lips. I love it all. You can't sit and talk about me because guess what? I've said the worst to myself already.
Yeah.
Everything you said, I said it 12 times to myself. I've done it all. I don't care. I love my fucking self. I grew up with nobody believing in me. So you adding on to it, okay? Like, it's okay. Like,
you're truly unstoppable.
When I first went to LA, there's so many big producers. There was one person, right? Huge in the music industry, right? Discovered a lot of people. I was working with someone that was close to him. And he would tell me, I don't see it. I don't see why people think you're funny. I don't think you're funny at all. And I would look at him like, okay. And we would just look at each other. Like, what was that supposed to do?
Ew.
Because
he hates himself.
it's not even you might not genuinely think I'm funny.
Oh yeah, comedy's subjective.
Yeah,
right.
But it's like, okay, my parents didn't think I could be the star.
Yeah.
So who gives a if you think I'm delusional? Like, I will do what I want to do. And that just goes to show you, if you can see it, you can achieve it. I am so fucking delusional.
Yeah, that dude, you're right. You might not have been his taste, but you knew you were a lot of other people's taste. Like I always said, when I talk about you, I say you're like literally a comedic genius, one of the funniest people I know that exists in this world. Like,
Thank you,
I'm obsessed with you and your commitment. oh my God, dude, the way you 110% commit to all of your characters, it kills me every time.
Yeah.
I stop every time I see a video of you, and it like makes my day better.
Thank you.
Genuinely.
Thank you. And with you too. Thank you. Because you've literally been here since I was a teenager. Like literally in my life since I was a teenager. And I've had a wild life.
Oh yeah.
Like there's things.
I'm excited to see where you go because you came out so young like me. And I'm excited to see where this road takes you. I can only imagine. I mean, possibilities are endless. I see you doing tours, you know, whatever it is that you want, you'll be able to do. So where can people find you if they don't already know?
You can find me on Instagram at Suburban_Prince, TikTok at Suburban_Prince, YouTube at King Bo.
Truly
Facebook,
so funny. You guys will love his content.
Thank
Facebook,
you so
what?
much. Suburban_Prince. I believe.
So everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you
but
so
your
much.
name is Bo Peoples.
One of my, yes.
One of your names.
One of my alias.
And guys, he's having
a show May 4th, link in my bio at the Lodge Room in Los Angeles, California. If you guys want to laugh, I'm telling you, come see this show.
Hell yeah.
If you guys want to forget about your problems, I'm telling you, come see this show. If you want to queef, come see this show. If you want to squirt like battery acid, come see this show. If you want a stomach ache from just laughing, come see this show. If you want to eat, come see this show. If you want a blessing, come see this show. If you need your bills paid, come see this show. If you need rent paid, come see this show. If you need it all, come see this show. It's going to change your life. It changed your life. It changed Laura's life. It changed my life. If you tied just 10%, you can get somewhere you need to be. Just come to the show. May 4th, tickets in my bio at the Lodge Room. At the Lodge Room. Come see the show.
Come see the show. It's not a cult. Come see the show. All right, let's go shoot a sketch.
All right.